the story. It was wonderful. And George Barris came on the show. So we had a lot of Hollywood stars. So I ended up with a Hollywood star at one point in time who I didn't know how well she would go over, but she was a car girl. And her name was Sally Struthers. Now, do you all know who Sally Struthers is? If you don't, just raise your hand. I'll explain it to you. You all know? Okay, she was the wife of Meathead on All in the Family. I forget her name on the show.
Gloria.
Gloria. And she was married to Meathead. So I got her to come on the show. Why? She was a car girl. How could she be a car girl? She had an uncle who died and left her his 1950s Ford car collection. She had 4 Fords that she had inherited from this uncle. Okay, she's a car girl. She's got 4 Fords in the 1950s. Works for me. So you got to have a story that she can tell. So Denise gets busy and starts finding out about the Studebaker Museum in South Bend, Indiana. And I send a shooter over there, cameraman. And he shoots the whole museum, shoots everything. The old national commercials they had, and the cars, and gets the storyline. Well, the storyline goes that the Studenbach family of Germany eventually migrated to South Bend, Indiana, and began building buggies in the 1800s. And they built the best buggies in the world. Everybody loved their buggies and bought them by the dozens, by the hundreds. And eventually, of course, they had to convert to the automobile, which they did. So we wrote this whole story. We had all the pictures from the museum, and the story was scripted, and Sally would read that story after introducing herself and telling about the Fords. So we had her on camera. She would tell the story. We were set to go. Willie, my friend, Kenny, my cameraman, packed up, flew to Hollywood, California, and the next morning went to Sally Struthers' home. Drove up in the Hollywood Hills. There it was behind gates. An old Hollywood, magnificent Hollywood brick building. We could tell it was old, but it was beautiful. It was almost a mansion, I guess. So couldn't get in because there's gates there. You know, everybody in Hollywood has gates. So we rang the bell, and we hear this, hello, hello. I was looking for Sally Struthers. I'm Gabriel. We're here to do a television shoot. Oh, I'm Sally. I'm not out of bed yet. I'm not ready. And we figured, oh, Christ. This is going to be a day and a half. She said, all over the gates, just come in. I'll be down in a little while. Gates swing open. We go in and park and just look. Here's a 5-car garage, and we know those Fords are in there. We're dying to see them. It's a circular driveway in the center, a beautiful flower garden. Just beautiful, magnificent. Around the house, on the side of the house, beautiful flower gardens. Multicolored flowers. I can't tell you what they were, but they were beautiful. Off to the side, a huge flower garden. Just terrific. Gate opens again, in comes a Jaguar. Lady pops out, short little, cute little lady. She says, hi, I'm Sally Struthers' manager. How are you? We all introduce ourselves. We talk about where we're going to go, talk about the shoot. She talks about Sally. Sally comes down and walks out. Sally is a little portly now compared to what she was on the television show. I'm being kind.
Yes.
And I said, you know what? We can hide her behind the fender in the car. No big deal. So Sally comes over, and Sally's has woken up to some degree. And we all introduce ourselves. We're all friendly. We all see if it's going to be a good deal. So we said, well, we'll lead you down, because the one thing I want to tell you about Hollywood, I know why they shoot movies and television shows in Hollywood. It's a wonderful place. You've got mountains, you've got ocean, you've got sand, you've got incredible homes. There's just a lot out there. A lot of people don't like Hollywood. You know, they describe it as bent chrome, dripping blood, and busted neon. Well, there's some of that in Hollywood, I suppose, but I loved it. We had great times there. Okay, so we drive out, the Jaguar follows us, and Sally brings a beautiful 1956 Ford convertible, the one that was white and orange. It was gorgeous. We drive all the way out to the ocean, and we have this ocean park. The yachts go by, the ocean rolls in, there's beautiful green hills, and a nice little driveway for her to come up and start the television show. Well, one little part I left out, I want you to catch up on. Just before we left, Sally walks over to the flower gardens and bends her head down. And the manager came over and said, "You'll have to excuse Sally. She's praying. She buried a dog there yesterday under the flowers." He said, "Oh, we're so sorry." She said, "Oh no, that's what Sally does. She buries dead dogs, cats, and animals in the flower gardens." Holy cow. We all looked at each other and wondered who would bury all these cats and dogs and animals in their flower gardens. None of our business. You know, she wasn't working anymore. Maybe that was the reason why. I don't know. So we got down to the park. She was wonderful. She came on. She stayed behind the Ford fender. She came on. She said, "Hi, I'm Sally Struthers. There's something about me you may not know. I'm a car collector. This is my 1956 Ford convertible." And she began to explain it all. She was wonderful. She said, "I have 3 more at home, blah, 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 blah." She says, "You might be interested to know I collect these cars with a movie star by the name of Tim, No, not Tim Allen. I'm sorry, I forgot. Well, anyway, she collects these cars with a movie star. So she tells that whole thing about her cars and everything, and then she goes on to talk about the Studebaker Corporation, the rise and fall, which is why she was there. And of course, I knew when we get back home, we would be filling in all the blanks with this video. So we couldn't quite get finished. The yachts were driving by, cars were driving by, it was just too much. So she says, "Let's go back to the house. We'll finish it there." We go back to the house, open up the gates, go inside, and now we're inside the house. We find out that this house was originally built and lived in by the famous movie star Rita Hayworth. So the furniture was still in there from Rita Hayworth's day. A oil painting of her was on the wall. We were enthralled. We were very excited. This was a wonderful thing to be in the home of Rita Hayworth, now owned by Sally Struthers. We went out on the back and we did the voiceovers. She brought us back in. We took photographs and pictures. It was wonderful. It was time to leave. We walked through the flower garden.